speak to me. All right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. We're a bit early this morning. We're 5 minutes earlier than normal. So we have combed our hair before the time. And good morning to Vanita. Vanita, breaking news this morning.
Good morning, everybody. I am seriously thrilled. I think I sent Jan a message around 2:30 or something on WhatsApp Messenger and his text message saying, we need to talk this morning. And you know what? It's as good as it is going to be. No hidden agendas on this one. No hidden agendas. Jan, right now it's very high level, and the criteria set for those people, like for instance, like the essential skills work visa holders, work to residence, and post-study work visa holders. Those are the ones they're targeting.
I've got somebody who's very happy. You remember this guy?
Yes. I sent him a message this morning, and I said to him, your prayers have been answered. And I said to him, because yesterday he said to me, Vanita, have you seen this? Have you seen this? That 2021 residence visa. And I said to him, yes, Jan, and apparently the announcements are coming out tomorrow. And he says, I said, you're going to have a crack open the champagne. And then this morning I said to him, he said to me, I got to go to work. I can't drink. I said, who's stopping you from drinking? Boss is not going to know.
This is probably, what is it, nearly 2 years in the making. This is probably the best news we ever had in 2 years.
You know what, Jan? This is National's policy when they said give or do the COVID residence, whatever. I can't remember what Erica Stanford called it, right? This is exactly what it is, okay? So in a nutshell, you either been in the country on work visas for 3 years and over. Okay.
This residence is only for people that's in New Zealand now, eh?
In New Zealand, the principal applicant as of yesterday, the 29th of September, they have had to have been here.
Yep.
If those people left, you can't come back. And that's the sad part, because we know people have left.
All right. On that question, I want to ask you this. There's a lot of split families here. What about the husband that is here? He's now getting residence. That's right.
And the immediate family, yes.
So his wife and kids is not yet here in South Africa is getting residence as well.
Yes. And you know what?
It's like winning the lotto.
It was always going to be the case because you're never going to exclude them, right?
Yeah.
But, while they had, this is high level again. This is my assumption, guys. This is my assumption. They're going to say by this date, these people can now come in. So that means they sort out that split family issue that they have.
Yeah.
Okay. Because those people are going to get residence. I don't know the finer details about all the bits and pieces because that will come up in the next few days with, by immigration and everything else, which we'll have to work through. But this is at its highest level. Yes, the principal applicant and the immediate family and dependent children.
I just see there is a few. There's about. I'm just going back to your website now. There's about 6 different points of criteria here.
Yes.
The one we've touched, lived in New Zealand for 3 years or 3 or more years.
Or earning minimum wage, which is $27.
So if I've been here for 1 month and I earn $30 per hour, then I'm going to get residence.
That's what I'm thinking. That is what I'm thinking.
This is what I'm reading. That's what I'm reading as well.
That is exactly what it says. What? We have a labor shortage. We're not bringing any new migrants. Besides the critical people, we're not bringing anybody. Employers are screaming, how do we keep these people? We can't afford to do the $27. We can't afford to do, or they've been here long enough, This is what it is. Yeah. And, we knew the news is going to be big, but this is big.
This is massive. This is massive. Even coming from Labour, I mean, luckily they had National pushing this.
They caved, Jan. They caved. And the fact is, let's face it, they've lost their reputation. New Zealand's lost their reputation, as being the country of destination, as being the country that cares, and they've lost it because a lot of our nurses have left, a lot of our doctors have left, a lot of our highly skilled people have left. Erica's been bombarding them with all those, stories of people leaving and so on. But let's go back to the criteria, right?
So, all right, second criteria says work in a role on the long-term skill shortage list.
Yes. Or you could be working in a long-term skill shortages, like your electricians, your, whatever that list is, that's where you are. Okay.
Then the fourth one says hold occupational registration and work in the health or educational sector, or
your teachers and your nurses and your doctors and anybody else in that health sector, that whole occupational registration.
Okay, and then number 5 says work in personal care or other critical health worker roles.
Your aged care workers, other critical roles, all those people. And those aged care workers are sort of always on the lower scale. They're on ANSCO 4 or whatever. Sorry, I can't remember offhand. But, and they don't earn a lot of money. Let's face it, they're never going to meet the $27 an hour or whatever that may be. This is all these people in there, okay? They
so
don't
basically, I
Yes.
just want to stop here because there's a question that came up very much in this. I'm not going to put the questions up yet. But so I'm earning $25 an hour. So I'm not on the $27, but I am in one of these other roles. I will be included.
You will be included because there's two phases to it. There's two phases.
Wow.
Phase 1 is all those people that meet the criteria, one of those criteria, okay?
Yeah.
But you're earning $25, you're going to go into phase 2, okay? Also, in the skill, like they talk about the expression of interest pool not opening up, right? However, they talk about meeting, the points and pulling those people out and so on from that expression of interest pool. They're going to do it in such a way. I mean, look, I don't know about the points. I can't comment because we know right now it's 160 and will remain at 160. Okay, but those people who became ineligible because they're earning below the $27 for whatever reason, or I don't know what other ineligibility they may mention, even age, they've aged out as well. Because some of them are over 55 now.
Wow. So that the age gap of 55 is also falling away.
I don't know. We're waiting for policy.
But it looks like that, eh?
But it looks like that because you know what, Jan? It's no fault of theirs. It's no fault of theirs. But we also have people that are older that have came in just working on a work visa, knowing they can't get residence, right? Maybe they're included in that as well. I think this is as good. This is as good as it's going to be. And this is, if you see what Farfoy said as well, employers don't get happy about it. It's going to be a one-off, clean slate start next year, July, on the new work visa scheme and so on.
Okay. So they are going to wipe the board. They are going to clear everything. They are going to implement this.
They're not going go home. Thank God they're not saying go home. They're saying stay. We will honor that. There's obviously exceptions and so on, but we need to wait for all those exceptions and things.
All right.
So a lot of people know whether they're eligible or not. So, I think a lot of people know where they stand right now.
All right. Criteria number 6 says work in a specified role in the primary industries. What does that mean?
So the primary industries are like your ministry, is it Ministry of Fisheries and so on, those, and the dairy farm workers and so on.
All right.
So
that's even the guys on a 1-year visa.
Most likely.
I
can't tell you 100% for sure.
Yeah, I fully understand that.
There's exclusions in there, but when those things come out, then we will know. But it is as good as you read it. It is as good.
I've got to put this in here, guys and girls. This has just come out, and Vanita is only giving her opinion on this, which we respect a lot. It hasn't been extremely clear that everything that we've talked about will be included or won't be included. So, but we can only guess and hope for the best.
Yes.
Really. So that's going to be some of the best news ever in New Zealand.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, they definitely don't want people to go back. They definitely don't want to lose those people that have held their jobs and continue to hold their jobs and contribute to the economy. We've got essential skills workers, like in our supermarkets that are, covering our butts, during this time, putting their lives at risk with Delta and so on. And they have to do something, Jan. And New Zealand's not the first country to do this. Canada's done this. Australia's done some of it, but Canada's done a lot of it, and not having a residence program set, I think this is probably your residence program that's meeting the 18 months that's passed, or probably more than that.
Yeah, well, it's way better than people now eventually their visas expiring and they need to go into whatever new criteria there will be in the future, and then wait another 2 years or whatever. So even if this costs money, which
Yes.
I believe it will cost something. So
Look, I think that the people that are already lodged and already in the queue, it's probably meaning you just need to probably fill, my feeling again, is you probably just need to fill a piece of paper saying or ticking these bits and pieces, and you go into the first phase of being processed. Okay,
that's right.
they're definitely going to clear that long queue for residents as well. You know, the 18 to 27 months of waiting for residents.
There is different phases to this.
2 phases, yes.
Okay. Phase 1 is what?
The phase 1 is where the people who meet one of those criteria, they fall under that, okay? And they apply, and in fact, it says immigration says they're going to get hold of those people and tell them, yes, they can apply in phase 1, which is opens on the 1st of December. Phase 2 opens on the 1st of March, where people, for instance, like don't meet the remuneration criteria, but meet the 3-year work visa criteria because they've been here 3 years. So that's where they would come into phase 2 and be processed in phase 2.
Okay. It's quite interesting. I'm just going to read from the website. It says applicants will still need to meet health requirements and pass character and security checks. So they're not suddenly going to grab a lot of sick people or
no. No, and that's
normal.
That's normal. That's 100% normal because you can't be a liability to the system, and that is just unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, but it's one of the criteria. It's always been the criteria.
All right. What else do you want to tell us? I mean,
I don't know. Look, there was a few negative Nancy's saying, this morning, oh, it's just more money. We've lodged already, and it would just mean that we have to pay our agent more money, to get this done and into another priority queue. And this one person was extremely negative, and I'm like, hang on, don't be so negative, because I honestly, and look, Jan, you know me, I've been negative for a very long time.
I know.
And because we've been frustrated, we've absolutely been frustrated, because people have been stuck, and that's the word to use. They don't know whether their children can study, at tertiary. They don't know whether their children can go work after school, and the kids have been repeating year 13. Now they're even going to prioritize those kids that are 17 plus.
That's right.
So that's going to open up opportunities for all those kids, they're smart kids as well, to go and, do whatever they want to do after school.
Yeah. Are we going to take a few questions?
Yeah.
There's
I'll try and answer because, this is high
There's heaps of questions, so I'm just going to scan through them.
Okay, no problem.
Good. Interesting question from Johan Toms. I'm sorry, I can't put it on the screens on the other page. It says the medical is now older than 3 years. He's already submitted everything, medical and police clearances, but it's older than 3 years. What's your thoughts on that? They have to redo.
Yeah, I don't know right now. Most likely because they say that you need to pass medical and character. So it's very likely if it's past 3 years, you would have to redo those, okay? Because they need current, because that's
that makes sense. It does make sense because a lot can change in your health in a question of 3 years.
Absolutely.
So, Johanna, I hope that is a good answer to you. Shauna Eldridge asking, if your visa is due to expire in the next 3 months, will one have to reapply for your visa extension while you wait for your turn in this?
As in waiting to be processed for residence. Look, always, okay, just remember, no matter what, you have to remain lawful in the country, okay? We don't know how long this new 2021 resident visa is going to take to be processed. So it's really up to you to make sure that you are still, lawful in the country. You don't want to go into an unlawful status.
Let's face it. Once they throw open the doors, there's going to be heaps of applicants coming in.
Oh, absolutely, and they know that. And I think
they are going to be swamped. So it is going to take some time.
They are going to be swamped, but Jan, I honestly think that, one, all these people have been here for the last 18, 20 months, however, since the borders were closed, right? They're going to do a streamlined process, which National said, please do a streamlined process, okay? Where it's a character check, tick. It's a health check, tick. You are employed. You're earning. They'll probably just do a high-level checking, maybe, I don't know. And then it's going to be granted. It's not going to be as detailed as what it used to be, I think.
I want to put this out there and say, once you do your application, see that everything is 100% correct.
Yeah.
You are going to waste your own time.
You don't want any holdups. You want a decision-ready application sitting in front of that case officer to go stamp approved. That's what you want.
Yeah. So let's put this question up there. What about people that are on 25, 50? I think we've answered that question.
We've answered that question, yes.
Somebody just asking regarding sharing the video. I will share the video. The video will also go on our YouTube page as normal. So all our other videos that we've done. We've actually done a lot of videos with you. You are basically our YouTube star.
So when people see me, I don't know who they are. Sorry, man.
People will leave. This is not good news. It's just news. I am not so sure about that one.
No, I don't think that's just news. No. Look, there were people like, for instance, prison officers that have been sitting there without, without a pathway. Okay, they have a pathway now because they definitely have a pathway.
Especially the guys that could only be here for 3 1-year visas. They've now got residence.
Yes.
Most likely, they've now got residence.
Yes. And just remember, immigration have changed that to 2 years. They've extended all those, and everything else. Yeah.
So another question, we have applied for residence in 2021 and 2 new work visas, which is currently with a case officer. We're on a work to residence visa. Do we have to apply again and pay again?
I don't think so. I really don't think you have, because that's the negative Nancy that was saying we have to apply again and pay again. No, I actually think we need to just complete a form. It's probably going to be a 1-pager with your application number, tick a few things, submit it to immigration. They're going to pull your application out, and you're going to be granted. Yeah, exactly.
This is an interesting question, and I don't think you've got an answer to this. Must employers still apply for accreditation before applying for residency?
They can't anymore, Jan. They
can't.
They can't. So if employers' accreditation have expired, they can't. But next year, July, is when they have to apply for the new accreditation scheme. And that is obviously if they want to hire migrants. But, Jan, the interesting thing is all those migrants will be residents now. So
that's right.
That's right. What's going to happen to that scheme?
Well, for the future, I still believe they will have to do the accreditation.
They would, and I think we'd probably be bringing in different cohorts of people into the country and so on. So yes, they would, but I think it relieves a lot of employers from that stress as well of losing their staff to that already hold accreditation.
That's right. My dependent turns 25 probably at the end of November. Can he be included? That's a yes. Hey, if he is in New Zealand.
I can't 100% say yes because I know it is. I know the thing is the age criteria is 24 and under, but immigration do know children are aging out, and they have said if you have children 17 years and older, you will go in at phase 1, of processing.
Okay.
So I don't know until the finer details come out.
Okay. What about the skilled workers that have had a job offer and documents sitting with INZ for the past year? Is INZ still going to look at those or pay our money back and we need to start from zero again? I'm unsure if this person is onshore or offshore.
I'm thinking they're offshore, and no offshore process is happening unless you're a critical worker or meet one of the non-critical worker criteria.
Yeah. Question regarding the medicals. Yes, I think we've done that one. Somebody just saying that it's nearly time to vote again, so Labour has to fall now.
Labour's lost the votes, and and it's a popular. They go for the popular votes, and they want to be the popular person. Just remember that. But you know what, Jan? Considering that we've had nothing on immigration and everybody just stuck and no one knowing what's going on, it's about time they've taken nationals policy and implemented it.
And I'm glad for once it shows that they do listen when they've run out of ideas. I think they've run out of ideas. So I don't think they had ideas actually to start off with.
Yes.
Let's go to one saying, yep, this is what I wanted to. Any mention made regarding the English test?
I don't know. I am look with SMC. We know when you put the expression of interest, you've got to do the English language test. I'm not too sure right now. I really am not. Yeah.
Yeah. I think the split family one we have talked about that they will also get
They will also
partners
get
and
residents.
dependents will also be included on this.
And they'll definitely have a date to enter the country. Definitely have a date.
I also think this can't go on like this anymore. So
it will be managed. It will be managed in a certain way where they will definitely let them in by, in groups or however that may be,
That's right.
so they can manage it.
Interesting question this. Do you need to redo your English test if it's been more than 2 years?
I looked at that, and right now, yes, but we don't know whether an English test is going to be required right now. Until all the details come out, then we'll know. Okay, so hang in there for the details.
When do you think they'll put the criteria out there?
Look, they're going to start inviting people, they said, by October. So we need to work through, okay, what's this criteria? If, we're working with clients and so on, to know exactly what it is. Maybe it's already done. Maybe it'll come out in the next few days or weeks. We don't know. Okay. And it'll be a chunk size to work through and go through to understand it, to know who's eligible, who's not eligible, and what is the process for applying.
And I mean that they would have to have a criteria because you just can't open up and say apply now, but nobody knows what needs to be added.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So I think you guys that's in the immigration field is going to be having quite a few late nights now.
I don't know. I really don't know. Because look, it could be as simple as people could do it themselves. We don't know. That's a thing. And so we'll just have to wait and see. We really would. Yeah.
Somebody's saying, what if you missed the cutoff by 2 months, landed in December? That's not...
that doesn't make sense because they're saying you have to be in New Zealand as of the 29th of September 2021, as in yesterday. So the principal action. So if I think they may be saying that they're arriving in December. If they've actually mentioned that if you're arriving under the critical pathway and so on, they'll process that separately and I think immediately. So in other words, like if you were arriving there, it's almost like a stamp on your thing saying, yes, you've got residence or something. I don't know. Right. It's something like that. I think they're going to handle it in that way. Yeah.
So, but even people that's been here only for 3 months, 4 months, they all under the same.
Yes.
So far. Okay, question still. What about people stuck offshore? I'm not going to answer that. I have an essential skills visa but had to leave New Zealand last year because my wife couldn't join me and I've been cancelled. I'm sad about the people who left. I'm sad about that. That's really sad. Just yesterday, somebody left that I had a look at and I thought, it's so near. Something has to give, and now it has given today.
Jan, with those people, we as advisors can only say, try and stay. But we're not living their lives. We're not separated from their family, our families and so on, to know exactly what they're going through. And I totally get that, And the thing is, the minister was always soon. He was never decisive at all until this morning. Never decisive. So those people didn't know.
This is probably the first time he's been decisive ever.
Well, he was backed into a corner, yeah. He was backed into a corner. So he did an opera, You get residents, Come on.
Oh yeah. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Let me see here. I saw INZ says processing times for these will be 12 months. Do you think this is just a very conservative time frame?
I think it is because they've got 2 phases to it and they know the numbers that are going to be coming through as well. Look, they've got a lot to do and usually residence is quite a chunk. It takes a chunk of time to do because it's you got to be very methodical with it. Okay, so definitely, but they're definitely going to have a streamlined process for it. They're not going to be sitting on it for months.
People have to understand the volumes. I don't think people understand the volumes. I think people think it's only me.
Yeah, it's not.
If this thing goes open, I mean, there is thousands of people that are going to apply.
But Jan, think about it as well. People have family of 4, family of 5, family of 6, and each of those people have to be
Yeah.
assessed. You know,
Each of
they
them
have
has to be
to
accessed,
assess
has to check the medicals, has to check.
everything.
So,
Exactly.
yeah.
So it's a challenging
I fully
task.
understand. I think they've actually made a heck of a lot of extra work for themselves, but okay,
Look,
this
you
is
know what?
positive.
You know what, Jan? They have to do it to say, look, to get their name back, their good reputation back,
Yeah,
okay, and also to show good faith to all those people that have stuck in New Zealand, taking us through all these alert levels and everything
yeah.
else. They have to,
I
and
mean,
we're not
guys have been
really
working bad hours and
yeah.
little pay during lockdown and stuff like that, and they still stuck out.
And Jan, the thing is, we're not bringing anybody in, so we have to take care of the people that are here.
Yep.
We have to do that.
Matthew Muscat just saying thanks, Jan and Vanita. Hi ho, off to work I go.
Please do that. Please do that. Maybe tell your employer, look, I need to take today off and tomorrow off, and I'm celebrating.
Yep. Just don't get fired. Don't get fired. You need it.
No, yeah.
I think employers will understand that today is a good day for any immigrant, not just only South Africans, but for any immigrant. So
yes, absolutely.
even for me, when I heard the news, when was this? About 4:00 this morning that we talked. I went and woke up the wife and said, "Hey, sorry about this, but this is what's happened." So yeah, it was very good news. So
yeah.
We've been in New Zealand from Feb 2020, so our medicals and police clearance should still be okay to go. We've also been on a work to residence visa since March this year. Do we still have to wait out our 2 years on the visa?
I actually don't think you have to wait your 2 years, and this is my thoughts, okay? So don't quote me or and say this is setting policy, because it's not as yet. I don't think you need to wait 2 years, because just remember, we're cleaning out all those visa categories, and we're starting from fresh July 2022.
That's
This
right.
is that clean slate that they're talking about. Where, and I'll tell you what, if you don't have to wait 2 years, man, I am happy. People who've waited 2 years are gonna hate on you, because you literally came in and you just getting it, but it is what it is.
Facebook users saying confused by the 2 phases. As a teacher, will I fall under phase 1 or phase 2?
Phase
Phase 1.
Your priority, just like all the occupationally registered people, their priority, phase 1.
Rudy Vilken, I know him personally. Jan, we've been awaiting a case offer to be allocated to our residence application since the 2nd December 2019. How does this affect our application processing? How does this affect our application processing window? Goodness, we can't even read English this morning.
Okay.
It probably ends all of that.
It does. I think it definitely does, because they're going to clear out those queues. Right now, they're sitting in early November 2019. Okay, so they're definitely going to tackle all those, and they're going to tick all those boxes, make sure you're still employed, everything else, and stamp the approved, stamp on your application. Yeah, they're not going to drag that any longer. No.
I think this Facebook user is a bit confused about what is actually needed from them. If my medium wage would increase to $54 in March 2021, would I still be able to apply for the special visa? The medium wage is $27 an hour to apply for this as one of the 6 criteria.
They're talking about high income earning here, obviously, and that's currently priority. Look, the thing is, right now it's 27, and that's what you need to meet to get into one of the criteria to be.
And if you're not in phase 1, you're going to be in phase 2.
Yes, it's as simple as that. In phase 1 is December, phase 2 is March next year, and it's not far away. It's not far away at all.
This one is for you.
Thank you. Whoever said that, they obviously know I've been, So
yeah, I fully understand where that comes from.
Yeah.
Some people asking offshore. I'm not even going to touch the offshore. This has nothing to do with offshore. Oh, sorry. Will we need new police clearances even if we have not been out of New Zealand?
You know what? Character checks need to be passed. Health checks need to be passed. And currently, yes, you do. Currently. Okay. So I don't know whether they're going to say, if you've been here, we accept your previous police certificate. I don't know.
All right. Jan, December we're going to be 3 years in New Zealand. Will we be able to apply? I think people should read all the ors.
Yes.
Or if you
It's
aren't
not
3 years in New
and.
Zealand, or
Exactly.
yeah,
Yes.
it's
It's
not
not an
and,
and.
it's not and,
It's an
it's an
or.
or. Yeah.
Yes.
So if you
Exactly.
aren't 3 years in New Zealand, apply. Yes, if you earn more than $27. Yes, or if you work in this or. So yeah, way more than just okay. That's probably for next year. This should be a public holiday in New Zealand going forward.
Yes, yes,
That should
absolutely,
be.
absolutely. All the migrants, in fact, nobody would be at work then, Jan, because they're all migrants.
Okay. Some people have only now joined, but we will be. This video will stay on the page, and we'll go to our YouTube as well.
And then, you know what, guys, once the policy is released and we know all the details, we'll come back on again and make sure that you clear off the details and so on. And, and you can go and live your life.
And it's easy. You need to be in New Zealand for 3 years or more, or earn above $27 an hour, or work in a role in the long-term skill shortage list, or hold an occupational registration. They've touched so many points that you only need one of.
Yes.
They could have said,
yes.
and have this and that and that. It still sounded good, but it would be useless.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
I think this is probably the best news it is the best news that I've heard since I've
been in New Zealand. So. Guys, go have a great day. Seriously.
Yeah. We sent in our talented accredited residence visa 13 September. We qualify for priority, and if we don't get it before 1 December, we'll be able to reapply again.
I don't think you need to reapply. You just go.
Yeah, but they will fall under the new criteria as well. Yeah.
Yes, you go into first phase. Yeah.
So that's good news. What can we say? What can we say?
Take it for what it is, because I'll tell you what, I always go, don't hold your breath, Half always saying this, read between the lines, because it's always something cagey about it. This is not cagey.
This is very straight open, it addresses basically most of the sectors that you can think of. So yeah, I was actually this morning at 4:00, I sent people messages and said, you guys can start smiling. You will become part of New Zealand now. So,
good.
Yeah. We've on the other side, Renita Clark asking, is the minister going to do a press conference today?
He's definitely released some stuff. He's already released his comments. Maybe, and then he'll become the favorite minister of everybody, because everybody
hates the limelight.
him.
Why not get the limelight?
I would think so. They'll milk it for whatever they can, Jan. Come on.
Yeah, they will. Helen DeWitt just saying they will be overwhelmed with applications. How will they get through the applications? We don't know how they will get, but first in, first served, I think.
It's going to be streamlined. Yeah. It's definitely going to be streamlined. Okay, so be aware of that. Yeah.
But it's I doubt if it will ever be so streamlined that you do not need to do the full application.
I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, they won't just say, "Oh, you have applied. You didn't put in anything else. Tick, there you go." It's not that way.
I don't know, and that's the things we need to work through. Just make sure we know. Okay, yeah.
Okay, let's see what else was there. I have occupational registration, and I have submitted an EOI. As I see it, I fall in the first phase.
You do.
Right. So that's good news. Even though it doesn't apply for offshore, at least it cleans the pipeline for people going into the INZ system. And this is actually good news as well.
Yes. Because there's no way, Jan. It's so broken right now. What do? You either tell those people go away and get your refunds, or you say to them, thank you for staying, thank you for putting up with all our crap. Here we're giving you this. And that's what they've done.
My one thought about this would just be, let's say the borders open January.
Yeah.
Now the borders are back open. By then, this process will not have been done at all. Because this is going to be a long process.
Yes, yes.
So
And
for
I'll
some
tell you
people
what,
it'll be a week, other people will be 3 months, 5 months,
yes.
depending on where you fall in this queue.
Yeah, I have, I mean, if you look at it, the borders are definitely not going to open next year until middle of the year, maybe if we're lucky. Okay.
Okay.
That's why there was a lot of goodwill given to all those essential skills work visas and stuff. And, the 1 year work visa has been extended, right up to 2022 or,
Yep.
2023 and so on. Okay. So they don't want the people to leave. They don't want them. They need to keep them here. So what do? They just clean out the pipeline. And then when they're ready to open, everything starts with a new visa, everything's going to be new.
Yeah.
What we knew about immigration is going to change.
Totally.
Yeah.
There's few people, Jolene and this Facebook user. I think, guys, you should just listen to this video from the start up, because it is a lot of information that we've already given through. And yep, I think people want to go to work this morning,
Yes.
not because
Have a
they
great
want
day.
to, because they can.
Yes. Have a great day, guys. Have a
Have a
great day.
great day, everybody. Vanita, stay in. I'm gonna speak to you a bit later as well. All right, guys and girls, that was extremely good news. I can't say that more than enough, but this is changing the whole role or the whole face of New Zealand immigration. So thanks for everybody who listened to us this morning. We did start a bit early. We are going to have the video available afterwards, and it will be on our YouTube channel as well. I'll share that with you guys a bit later. Thanks, stay safe and go to work now. Bye.